Hello. Aha. Hopefully it'll work. So hopefully this works now. Aha. Okay, good. So hello guys. First of all, sorry about that. Not me, StreamYard, I think. Hello Lina. Hello Hussein. Assalamu alaikum. Hello Dr. Kriti. How you doing? Hello Ridge. Rajiv Nagar. All clear? Fantastic. So sorry about that earlier on. Here we go. Hello Sanjay Kurana. Hello Anish. Oh, I know Anish. Hello Sunaina. Hussein, joined back. Arvind, how you guys doing? Greetings from the UAE. Hello, Juzair, Ismail. Assalamu alaikum to you as well. I hope you guys are doing well. We're going to talk some good stuff today, some really important stuff. Hello, Punita. How are you, Punita? Good to talk to you. Good to see you guys. What's new, guys? What's happening? How's life? How's everything? Before I get started, do me one favor before I get started, right? Because it takes 1 second. Hello, Tejasvi. 1 second, guys. Just add a watch party. Share this with your friends. At least get some other people to come on. Hello, Neela. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well in good old London. Hello, Raman. Hello, Rajiv and Nisarg. Good to hello, Raman. Yes, I've said hello, Raman. So please do me a favor before we start. Hello, Mary. That's good. Do me a favor, please share, do a party, whatever they call it, a watch party, do whatever you have to do. I want to get people to go out there and learn some stuff, because I'm going to talk about some really important stuff today, and I feel it will be really, really amazing. Hello, Adesh. I would really be happy if you can share this. It'll be great, because there's someone out there right now that may benefit from this. This is something that I really enjoy doing. It's something that I absolutely love doing, because for those of you who know me or don't even know me, I don't come from a affluent rich background. I come from an average family, 7 of us living in a 3-4 bedroom house in a very not a great part of London. I'm doing very well, Pavin, thank you. And over the years I look back and I think to myself, there's got to be something that I have done, and the people that I've met who've achieved great success. Hello from Kashmir, Sabir. Assalamu alaikum to you as well. A lot of people from Kashmir, from a lot of people who've been successful, who have faced certain things in life, and I'm trying to work out what is the puzzle. There's got to be a puzzle to this. Everyone knows the jigsaw puzzle. If I ask people right now, what is the secret of success? Everyone can tell me. Be happy. Make money. Drive a nice car. Be content, have your purpose. We all know that. Everyone knows that. But the question is that when we look at the majority of people, people struggle. They go through a very, very difficult time. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to try my best. Of course, my job as a coach is not to teach you anything, because great coaches don't teach anything. What great coaches do is share stories and ideas. And if you like them, hip hip hooray. And if you don't like them, hip hip hooray. Doesn't matter. The job here is not for me to convince you of trying to be a certain kind of person. I'm just sharing my story, my experiences, and based on my experiences, I've learned a lot of stuff. And not only my own experiences, people I've met all over the world. It's been now, I've been saying 600,000 for a long time, probably 1 million people around the world who I've worked with, and people who've come to my seminars and read my books, etc. And I've kind of seen that the jigsaw puzzle is pretty straightforward. It's like when people ask, what kind of person do you want to get married to? They say, I want someone to be loyal and hardworking and attractive. And these are like basic jigsaw puzzle, but that's not the main reason. Hello, Penny from Canada. So good to see you, Penny. Penny is a good friend of mine from Canada, and her husband, Steve. Amazing couple. In fact, one day I should do a little call with you, Penny and Steve. It'll be really nice for you guys to share it with people, how to have an amazing relationship and how to keep that bond and how to connect with people. So maybe we'll do that one day if you're up for it, because I'd love for people to hear your story, with the kind of challenges that you guys have gone through and gone over it. And what I'm going to talk about today is not secrets of becoming wealthy and stuff like that, because I don't want to do that. But it's like, I put the title as the video as like, get off your ass and let's do something. Let's do something amazing. Let's do something fantastic. But what stops people? And I kind of narrowed it down. And the reason I've narrowed it down now is because of what is happening around the world. With COVID-19 and what's going on around the world. People have suddenly acknowledged that they are terrified. They're scared. A lot of people are really, really scared. In my office complex where I have my office, 4,000 people occupy that building. They don't work for me, but in that building, 4,000 people, and about 150 people are coming to work. Kind of scary. I mean, even though it's finally kind of, I'm stuck here in Mumbai. It's starting to come back to life again. But what I've seen is that the amount of fear is just been paralyzing for a lot of people. But for some people, this time has been completely different. It's been a time of, transformation, a time of openness, a time of breakthroughs, a time of, growth and a time of contribution. But for a large number of people, it's been really, really tough. It's been really, 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 really hard. So what I'm going to share with you today, hopefully I'll talk to some people as well, which will be awesome. I'll share the link in a second. And if you do get the link, do click on it. It'll be good to talk to you. Here's a few rules. If you're on my Coach to a Fortune program, or my Speak to a Fortune program, or any of my programs, this is not about you today. I want to get people who haven't spoken to me before. It'd be really nice to talk to those people. And my goal, objective is to basically make you realize that the only thing that has always paralyzed people, not just based on COVID-19, but the only thing that has always paralyzed people is fear. Now, I know you know this, but what I'm going to try to do today is kind of break it down into what kind of fears that people have that really, really drive them down and pull them down and keep them stagnated, and kind of start living in imagination of what they want to do with their life, and they don't actually do anything about it. So the sad thing is that we are living, probably, despite the virus, we're probably living in the greatest time in human history. Because if you think about it, one of the things that everybody was working towards in the old days was to acquire knowledge. And the one thing we have access to right now is knowledge. We have so much knowledge. Anything you want to know, practically anything you want to know is available to you at a touch of a button, a click of a finger. It's just available to you. And yet most people today are probably, and I'm not being judgmental, I'm giving you my point of view. Whether you agree or not, it's not the point here. According to me, most people are more ignorant today than they've probably ever been in the history of humanity. People may have lots of information, but do they have applied information that they actually use, information that they actually do something about? And do me a favor, guys, make sure you share this do a watch party or something, get some more people online. It'll be really good. It'll help a lot of people, because a lot of people are living in a moment of fear. And right now, if I look at my experiences over the last, say, 2-3 years, I've actually discovered that fear has actually gone up. It's actually risen to a point, because not now do we have. Before, no one knew what was happening in your life. No one knew. Only your family members knew, your friends knew. Today, the whole world can know what you're doing. You can go on Facebook, Instagram, and you can see practically everyone's life is on display. At least may not be an authentic display, but it's a display. So people know what you're doing, what you're wearing, what you're eating, what you're doing. I personally don't post anything about myself online. Very rare. That's not correct. I do sometimes. But on the whole, I don't, because my goal is to use social media, not to, promote what I'm doing with my life. My goal is to try to find ways to learn from that and to inform others about what it's a powerful tool. Right now, we've got hundreds of people from all over the world sitting in the comfort of their home, having a conversation. I mean, think about that. 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago, that would have been magical. People would have said, come on, you're crazy. How's that ever going to happen? And God knows what's going to happen in the next 5, 10 years and the speed that things are going. But people are living in fear. And I feel that the greatest fear that people have is not loneliness, even though that's considered to be the #1 fear in the world. I think the greatest fear that people have is to look bad. It's like, I don't want to look bad. I don't want to look like a failure. I don't want to look unhappy. I don't want to look like I don't have a good relationship. I don't want to look like I'm poor. I don't want to look like I'm this and that. And people are just obsessed with trying to prove to the whole world that they're happy. Now, I've become, and I'm saying I've become the kind of person, because I was one of those before as well. I was one of those before, that I wanted to make sure everyone looked at me and thought I was, I was always good. But today, it doesn't bother me. If I'm not going through a good time today, I will openly tell you I'm not going through a good time. If I was broke today, I will openly tell you I'm right. I'm not, my goal is, my fear of looking bad has almost vanished. I'm saying almost because there's always a little bit there. There's no question about it. The only fear, when people attack my integrity, that does affect me still, even now. But I'm going to come to a point where I'm going to be, so sure of who I am as a person that it wouldn't matter. I mean, because at the end of the day, the only person that knows who you are, really knows who you are, well, supposed to know who you are, is you. That's the only person. There's no one else. No one else. And what we're living in now is a world where everybody is trying to look good, or look what I call acceptable, or what I call validated by other people to say that, this person is good. And that is scary. That is scary for me, because what that means now is that on the whole, most people are going to live a fake life. They're going to live a fake life. I've seen so many people. I know couples. If you go on Facebook and you see them, you will think that they're like Aladdin and his girlfriend. I forgot her name, right? But they're going to think that it's Romeo and Juliet, the positive version, not the killing version. But like this romance blossoming in the air, and Cupid is around the corner. But the fact is, a lot of these people are deeply unhappy, but they want the world to know that they're happy. So it's crazy, and it's worrying, and it's frightening. And I mean, I'm not kidding you. I'm talking to some very young people at the moment in London, and they have anxiety, they have panic attacks, they're scared about what's happening with their life. They don't want to look bad in front of their friends. They get abandoned when they get kicked out of a WhatsApp group. It's basically the biggest thing that's going to stop you in your life is fear. And it's not fear of failure. It is not, because we fail by nature. We just do that over and over again. It's not fear of not having money. It's probably not even fear of being lonely. It's a fear of whether I am good enough, whether I'm good enough. I'm good enough. And, am I the kind of person who the world will accept as being good enough? And it's a frightening thought. And the more we get engaged in promoting who we are as a person, the more unhappy we get. Because what we tend to do is and I'm not going to say I don't do that, but people tend to do, is that they go and look at other people's profiles and what they're doing abroad on social media, on Instagram, etc., and then they unconsciously or even consciously start comparing their lives to other people and get even more depressed. It's just insane. So if you're in your life right now, I'm going to ask you a quick question. I want you to respond back in the chat, if you will. Hello, Suman. If you respond back in the chat, if you will. How many of you, and be honest here, because the key to a breakthrough is not about you, trying to give me a good answer, because that's not the one. The key here is to do what? Is to tell the truth to yourself. How many of you are really affected by what people think of you? And if you are one of those, type in yes. Hello, Angel. Thank you very much for the lovely comment. So how many of you are really affected by other people? If you look around, I don't know if you've been noticing or reading. I don't really watch the news that much. I watch it for comedy. That's my comedy station, because you don't even know what's true anymore. You watch the news, it's full of stuff that you don't know is true. People are sending you WhatsApp, fear. In fact, we're bombarded constantly now with either trying to look good, fear of virus, fear of not having enough, fear of not being loved. It's constant fear. And thank you, Amisha and Hussein, for being really, really honest with me. And thank you, Ratika, and everyone else. People are fearful. And it is, think about it. The moment you become fearful of who you are, what do you have to pretend. You have to stop pretending. And Amisha put sometimes yes, sometimes no. Yeah, I understand. But look on the whole. What is it on the whole? Now, I'm telling you my history. My history was that I was very, 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 very conscious about what people thought of me. I swear I was conscious. I was so conscious that when somebody would give me a good compliment, I would be in denial that it could be true, because How can it be true? I'm not that good. But over time, I kind of learned to accept that I'm never, ever, ever going to be perfect. Never. I'm never going to be perfect. I'm never going to accomplish what I want to accomplish in totality, because the moment I get to a level, I want more. I'm never going to be approved by everybody. It's impossible for me to do that. So therefore, I came to an understanding that maybe life is not meant to be a perfect world. It's not meant to be. Because even if nature gives you apples, sometimes there are worms in the apple. Sometimes sometimes the crops don't grow. Sometimes there are hurricanes and tsunamis, and these things happen. So someone writes, "Hey, Arfeen, I'm in a relationship. I'm the relationship reviver. I'm helping couples, and I can't thank you for my first gift." Oh, thank you very much for that. I thought you were writing something else about that. I got affected most of the times. I don't want to, in case of people who are close to me. So Rajni said, the problem that the people who get affected by most, exactly what Rajni, I think what Rajni is saying, is people who are close to you, because they're the ones that can affect you more than anyone else. Imagine somebody's having a conversation with you and they're saying something to you that they don't realize can be devastating to the soul of the person, not even the heart of the person, the soul of the person, and it starts bringing their self-value down, and they start thinking they're not good enough. It's dangerous. And then what they try to do is please, 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 and keep pleasing the person, pleasing, till it comes to a point where they lose their entire identity, and they end up being that. A lot of people, like Hussein, I got affected with many friends, and it seems that my weaknesses. And again, friends, if you're a true friend, you will be yourself. You're not going to be one of those people that are going to pretend all the time. Oh my God, you don't know. I've met so many people that are petrified of people discovering their truth. Petrified. Why? You're never going to get 100% approval rating. You're never going to get it. I've never got it. I don't think I'll ever get it. I won't get it. It's impossible. Some of you right now are probably thinking, "Oh, you're talking rubbish. I don't agree with that." And it doesn't matter, because what matters is what you believe about who you are as a person. So for the first 10 years of my coaching business, my career, I was trapped in an unconscious fear about me being good enough. But I never looked at that, because I always would say the markets are bad, no one's paying for coaching, it's very hard, I need to learn more. But I was in actually unconscious denial. I didn't know until one day, you kind of, like a metaphor, you look in the mirror and you look at yourself in the eyes, and then you realize that the eyes are not happy. They're not happy. And when they're not happy, you start questioning, why am I not happy? Because I'm trying to be somebody that I'm not. And maybe a few years ago, I made a really, really conscious decision. I said to myself, no more. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to be the person I am. I'm going to do my best not to be rude. I'm going to do my best not to give people pain, because why should I give people pain because I want to prove I'm right? No, I don't want to give pain. I don't want to win the battle. I don't want to win the battle. I don't care about the battle. What I care about is being true to myself and being who I am as a person. So I have an app, for example. If you go on Apple, I'm sure it'll be there somewhere, or Google. It's called Who Am I? I put together a test thing to discover who I was. And you're probably thinking, why do you need a test? Well, we all need tests. And some people say, I express myself, I say whatever I want. That's not the right approach either, because being true to human beings by nature. I have 2 lovely babies. I look at them. I can't see an ounce of resentment. They don't care what you think. They run around smashing up the whole house, picking up stuff, throwing it on the ground. They don't care. They don't care what you think. I mean, I'm the father. They don't have no interest in listening to me. They only one. They have no interest. They're twins. They have no interest in listening to me. They have no interest in listening to my wife. They're not interested, because they are free. They're walking around, ravaging the house, laughing, joking, crying, the full works. They don't care. And I look at that and I think, oh my God, look how free babies are. They're free. They're so free, right? And as we grow older and older, we have to start pretending and trying to be someone we're not. And what it does is stifles your growth. So think about it right now. What is stopping you today from becoming wealthy? What is stopping you today from being outspoken? What is stopping you today from being healthy? What is stopping you today to going up to someone and saying, I love you, or meeting someone and you like that person, but you're petrified of rejection. What is stopping you? And as Penny has said, free spirits, that's what they are. They're free spirits. And when people are free, see, when a baby is born, it doesn't know any better but to be what the baby is. How beautiful is that? So why do we learn to become someone we're not? Why do we become people that we're not? Why do we do that for? Why? Why do we do that for? Because there's a criteria about how people should be. Now, it starts off at school. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, school detention for being bad. We're taught from a young age not to make mistakes. You pass your exam, you fail your exam. If you fail, you're an idiot. If you pass, you're a hero. But no one's going to pass every exam they're ever going to do. We don't get rewarded for trying. No one gets rewarded for intention. No one gets rewarded for the effort that they put into something and they fail. No one gets rewarded for that. Because the guys who are running the 100-meter sprint, the guy who loses doesn't even get acknowledged that he even ran. Imagine in a 100-meter sprint around the world, you've got 7 or 10 runners from a population of 7 billion people who are running to beat the world record. And one person or 2 or 3 max get recognized. Think about it. So I'm saying that we need to celebrate our trying. I'm not saying you shouldn't win. I'm saying you should aim to win. But when you don't win, it doesn't mean you fail. It doesn't mean that you become like inadequate. You become insignificant, because you're not. And if I look at my career graph or my work graph, I have been an absolute failure. I haven't done that. I haven't done as well. My successes don't match my failures. My failures are way beyond. But what my failures did for me was that it made me into a stronger, more open, more transparent, not worried about people's opinions of me anymore, because the failures are what taught me. And most people are living in a comfort zone. Think about it. People get a job to get security. People want money to get security. Everyone's looking for security. There's no security. Who would have thought 4 months ago that the whole world was shut down? Who would have thought? You can't predict anything. The only thing you can predict is for you to do the best you can. Become what I call people of purpose, people of drive. So if you're one of those people, I'm gonna send a link out to you in a second. If I can find it. There we go. I'd love to talk to somebody, because I don't want to do all the talking. Do too much talking as it is. If you want to have a little chat with me, here's I've sent you the link, and please do add yourself if you can see the link, and tell me if you're going to add yourself. Before you add yourself, listen to me carefully. What I'm going to ask you is to be transparent, honest with me, and tell me what is the one thing that you fear most. What do you fear? What is the one thing that you fear? And if you say, I fear not having enough money, I want to know what does that do to you? Because what we're going to try to establish here is evidence that it's nothing to do with knowledge. It's nothing to do with opportunity. It has to be with self. It's got to be. Guys, please make sure you share this with everyone on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram, wherever we're on right now. And share with people. Get them on the call. It'd be really useful, because one of the biggest things I've noticed is that a lot of people don't have anyone to speak out to. They don't. I mean, you can't really speak to your husband or wife or your family. It's very hard to be open with them sometimes, right? A lot of people have difficulty with that. But, sometimes on a screen like this, where you have nothing to lose, what do you lose? It doesn't matter. In fact, I think the greatest power in the world is the power of, vulnerability. And vulnerability doesn't mean weak. It means to be yourself and not be shy of your weaknesses. I say to people, people say, I'm going to improve my weaknesses. I'm going to build them up. I say, forget the weaknesses. Focus on your strength. Just do something. Everybody right now around the world it's their birthright to be rich and successful and happy. It's your birthright. Because the baby is given an example. It's your birthright to be happy. It's your birthright to want what you want and get what you want. It's your birthright. The only thing that's going to stop you is what? Hussein writes, time, money management is very hard, and rather not able to spend time with family and kids. So, that may be true, but really is it? Because if I put a gun to your head right now, or put a gun to your pet dog's head, or your family member's head, I'm sure you'll find the time and manage your money in 3 seconds flat. But the thing is that people people just don't accept reality. Like me, I've done it. Who would have thought? If I look back at my life, I'm an English failed 3 times, I'm a mathematics failed 3 times, I failed public speaking, I didn't do well at school, I was absolutely a bum. In fact, if I look at some of my schoolmates, they can't even believe that I'm doing what I'm doing. So what changed? What changed? What changed was I made a conscious choice to be the person I want to be. And I made a conscious choice to fail. If I failed, it was okay. I've got kids right now, and I'm thinking in my mind, I've got a responsibility to bring them up. I have a responsibility to bring them up. So am I going to teach them about security and being perfect? No, I'm not. I would have done in the past, but I'm not. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to do that. I don't want to be the person that's going to say, be safe all the time, be perfect all the time, don't do this, don't do that. I don't want to do that. Because the moment I do that, it means I'm now suppressing the potential of that person. So we have someone here. Let's try this gentleman here.
Hello, hi sir. How are you?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
First of all, I love the hairstyle. Very
Yeah,
funky.
actually, I'm watching your videos since 3 months, but I'm really inspiring from you that you are such a motivational person, that you
Thank you.
gave us such a motivations, and
Where
that's
are you
really
from?
absolutely good. Basically, I'm from Pakistan, but now I'm living in Dubai.
Okay, so which part of Pakistan are you from?
I'm from Islamabad, capital.
Okay, I've been to Pakistan. I went there when the earthquake happened about 10 years ago. There was a big earthquake in the north of Pakistan in a place called Balakot. So
Exactly in 2000. That was in 2008.
oh my God, time flies. So I went there to do some relief work. I spent 40 days in that area, setting up camps and helping people. And it was probably one of the most terrifying yet one of the biggest breakthroughs I ever had in the history of my life, because I witnessed, I must have, oh my God, I can't even tell you, it brings back so many emotions to me. I must have dug out maybe a thousand bodies from the
Yeah.
rock. I must have, I used to go. I went there, and there were no doctors. There were hardly any doctors. I was cutting up people's legs, taking out parts, giving injection, getting it was, and I was terrified. I was petrified of doing it. I was really scared, and I was also scared because my family is from India, and I was going there thinking, oh my God, India, Pakistan have this big conflict. But I'll tell you something: the people were amazing. I mean, there was such great welcoming that I was like
Exactly.
blown away. And I kind of, in that moment, I thought to myself, people are living in fear. You watch the media and everyone becomes an enemy of everyone. And, and we've never even met. I've met you for the first time. We don't know each other, yet we're connecting with each other. So let me ask you a quick question, Shoaib. Tell me, what is
Sure.
your biggest fear? Be honest with me, because if you don't tell me, I will read your face and I will know you're lying to me.
No, sure, sure. Okay, what was your question? Actually, there's something.
Fear in life. What's your biggest fear in life? What
What
are you
is
most
my
scared of?
biggest?
Fear. What are you scared of? What goes on in your mind?
Yeah, actually, I just uh, actually I'm a family sporter person. Okay, I'm sporting my family. I'm here since 6 years. I cannot take risk in my life. Even if I get chance somewhere, so if I'm going to take that chance, so I just think that if I will not get that opportunity there, if I will leave this opportunity currently which I have, so if I will move there and if I'm not get the opportunity there, so that the fear is in my mind always, that I cannot take the risk. But as I'm watching your videos, that honestly I really don't know, but first time I just came live with you
Okay.
as your fans now. But really I just get the motivation that at least we need to get our step, and then we can move ahead. Otherwise, without risk there is nothing in the world.
Let me tell you something, right? The biggest fear you have is that you don't want to lose security. That's what it is. You want security. But what
Yeah.
is the guarantee that you're going to be alive tomorrow? What guarantee
Sorry?
is there that what guarantee is there that you will be alive tomorrow?
There is no.
There's no
No
security.
guarantee.
It doesn't exist.
No security.
There's no security. So what I'm saying to you is that the only way that someone grows is to go through some level of pain. I know you're a provider for your family, but you're not going to take a stupid decision. You're not. I mean, you're not. No one takes. You're not going to say, "I'm going to leave my work and then I'm going to hope for win the lottery." You're not going to do that. But if you
Exactly.
if you're worrying about being secure, you will never have security, because the thing you most worry about is the thing that will most happen. Now, reading your face, because I read faces very well, I think you're not a very outspoken person. You don't speak out. You don't. If you want to tell someone to go to hell, are you able to do that?
Yeah, sure. You're right.
Yeah, you're not outspoken. You're probably a little quiet, a little nervous. Should I say this? Should I say that? And the first step that you got to take is not the security is not important. What's important is for you to be yourself and speak out. I think you have a problem in saying no to people. I think when someone says something, you have a problem saying no to people. And that is the problem. The problem is not security. The problem is not money. The problem is that there's a fear of expression. There's a fear of, what if I fail? What if I look bad? With me, if I want to say no to you, I'm going to say no to you. Now, I'm not going to, if you get upset with me, you get upset with me. But with you have to have the courage to start saying no. And that's where it begins. It begins not by gaining security, because that's a byproduct. It begins by you having the courage to do and say what you want to say in your own. Are you married?
No, I'm still single, sir.
Okay, so when you get married, you better get a courage to say what you want to say, because if you
Exactly.
don't,
Exactly. You're saying right.
because what happens is people are so petrified of speaking out, and you're in a job right now, right? You're in a job.
Yeah. I'm still working.
So even in your job, you have to be outspoken. You have to speak out, not afraid. What will my boss think? What will this thing? What will that thing? Because if you do that, you end up becoming a weak person. And you don't have the right to be weak. You have no right. You're not allowed to be weak.
Exactly. Well said.
You're not allowed to be weak. What happens is that most people are thinking, if I say this, he'll react. If I say this, she'll react. If I say no, they'll get upset. If I say this, they'll get upset. You're spending your entire life thinking about what others are feeling, and you neglect yourself.
Exactly, sir. Well said. Well said.
And I'll tell you one thing, Shuaib, for fact. I'll tell you one thing for sure. Now, people may say, who the hell do you think you are, saying comments like this? But I'll tell you one thing for sure. I can guarantee you, and of course, God knows best, but I can guarantee you one thing, that you will be insecure for the rest of your life if you don't step up and start speaking out. You will be insecure for the rest of your life. So now you have a choice. If you love your family and you love your family, you will have the courage to speak out. If you don't love your family, keep doing what you're doing. See, providing money to a family is not a big deal. I'm sorry. It's not a big deal. But
Exactly.
becoming a great person, confident, strong, powerful, is an achievement for a family, because everybody needs a rock in their life. Everyone needs a rock. And you got to make a choice to be that rock. Thank you very much, Shuaib. You've been awesome. I really appreciate your time. Keep up.
Sir, I just have a one question from you, sir. Are you currently in Dubai?
I'm currently in Mumbai.
Mumbai. Okay, sir. Whenever you will come to Dubai, sir, I wish I will must meet you. Actually, sir, in nowadays I cannot even Pakistani cannot travel in India, as you know. But whenever you come to Dubai, I will must meet with you, sir. It's my big dream of my life. Even in my life, I never think that I will meet with Salman Khan. I meet with any other celebrity. Honestly, this is my first time that I'm thinking that I will meet the person that is you, sir. Honestly speaking, this is my big dream, sir. And that you have to fulfill this dream, sir.
And I give you my word that I don't know how I will contact you. Maybe you can give your email address in the chat. I'll get my office to send you an email, and we will meet up when I come to Dubai. I give you my word on that.
All right, sir. All right. I'll be waiting. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much for kindness. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Goodbye. So how cool was that? I've got Dr. Sumana, I've got Divya Deep, and I've got Moin Khan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add three of you together. Let's do this together. So it'll be good fun. So hello, Dr. Sumana. I know you've been waiting the longest. Where are you
Hi,
from?
I'm from Kolkata, and if you don't remember me, I was just with you a while ago.
Oh, sorry. Maybe you get a hair tied up. I don't know. You look different.
Yeah, because I was not prepared today. Just came live, and you said, "Come and join me."
So hello, Moin Khan. Moin, you have to unmute yourself. You're muted for some reason. You have to unmute
Yeah.
yourself.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. How are you? It's a
Where are you
pleasant surprise that I'm just talking to you right now. Yeah, it seems like a dream comes true, right?
Where are you from?
Alhamdulillah. I'm from Lucknow.
Okay, good. I've been to Lucknow. I went to Lucknow and I went to Subrata Ray's place. He has a place there. I went there a long time ago.
Okay.
So I don't know if you know Subrata Ray.
Sir, I'd like to ask you something, right? I mean, I'm in Delhi, I'm in Doldrum, so it would be right time to ask you.
Let me just say hello to Divya Deep before we carry on. Hello,
Okay,
Divya Deep.
Hi, Arfeen. Yes.
Tell everyone where you're from.
So I'm from Delhi, but currently I'm speaking from my hometown, that is Raipur, Chhattisgarh.
I have not been. Okay, so 3 questions I'm going to ask you guys first, one at a time. We'll start with Dr. Sumana, and then we'll go to Moin, and then we'll go to Divya Deep. And after that, Moin, you can ask me a question after that, right? So, Dr. Sumana, honest answer. You know that I can read faces really well, right? So tell me, what is your greatest fear and what effect has it had on you? Keep it short.
And my greatest fear is I want to help people, and my greatest fear is I won't be able to reach the right person and in right time to actually give that help.
Okay, I think that is a fear, but I don't think that's your greatest fear. I don't believe that. Think about it.
To me.
I'm going to come back to you in a minute. I want you to come back. I'm going to come back to you in a minute. I want you to think about it. I don't want you to tell me your fear of helping others. I want to know what your personal fear is about you, not others. Now, I have a fear I can't help millions of people. I agree. What is your fear? You as a person, I'll come back to you. Moin Khan, what is your greatest fear?
Sir, there are 2 questions, right? The first is related to the religious book, right? It is mentioned over there that he plans.
First, you answer my question. What is your greatest fear?
Greatest fear that I'm, you can say I am not, very much confident while just, stand on podium and to deliver something related to my personal life and something right.
Okay, guys. So listen.
I don't know.
Everybody, listen to me carefully. Notice what's going to happen. Hopefully, Divya Deep will be different, but notice what's going to happen. Everybody will tell me a fear about what they want to do with regards to work, what they want to do with regards to other people. But people find it so hard to say to me what everyone has. I have fears, this many, like tons. But people find it so hard to acknowledge that they have some inner fears. Let's call them inner fears. It doesn't involve anybody else. It doesn't involve anyone outside. I'm talking about in your head that no one knows about. So Divya Deep, let's have a go with you.
So I have this fear of losing people around me. So if I'm involved with someone, I have this fear that I will lose that person. And I don't let go people so easily. I mean, and that is the reason why even in my married life, I'm not able to let go of my husband. My relationship is complicated, but I have fear of giving him a divorce, maybe.
Right.
I have fear of losing people, yes.
So that's a really good one. And honestly speaking, it's a really complex one because, the fact of the matter is people lose people. That's the fact of the matter. But the problem with that fear is this. The problem with that fear is that the moment you start holding on to people, the more people will go away from you. Yeah. Because I'll give you an example. Here's a bottle, right? If I pull the bottle towards me and let go, the bottle will go back. If I push the bottle away from me, the bottle will come forward. If I push it too close to me, it'll fall down. If I push it too hard, it'll fall down. So what people tend to do is they tend to pull people towards them all the time. And when they pull them towards, the bottle goes back. Pull them towards, the bottle goes back. So what we have to do is come to a point where we're not independent. That's a stupid idea. Whoever came out with the idea, I must be independent, it's a stupid idea. It's impossible to be independent. What we can do is become interdependent. So you can become interdependent upon your husband, and your husband can become interdependent on you. If both people start becoming dependent on each other, they will never leave each other. So here's an example. Your heart is dependent on you, and you are dependent on your heart. Your heart's not going to leave you. Your children are dependent on you. You are dependent on your children. You're not going to leave your kids. But when it comes to other things in life, we fear losing people because we think they're going to go away. And the more you think about them going away, the more your mind will look and find reasons why they are going away. So it's a bit of a mental breakthrough. Now, people passing away, God knows best about that. And that's a really difficult thing that you cannot control. But people who are with you, like your husband, for example, you could become so attached to him that he may become suffocated and start thinking, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Or at the same time, he may become angry, he may become rebellious, he may start, attacking you verbally or even physically. And you'll start thinking, no one loves me, no one cares, he may leave, he may leave. And it's only because that need to want, the insecurity of fear, what if my friend leaves me? What if my husband leaves me? What if my work leaves me? And constantly your unconscious mind is looking for fear. Oh my God, what if, and the brain is so brilliant that it will look for evidence. Here's a quick example. Don't think of yourself dressed up as Wonder Woman.
That's the first thought that comes to my mind.
Moin, don't think of yourself dressed up in a miniskirt. Do not think of yourself dressed up in a miniskirt. And I know he's thinking of himself in a miniskirt. Right. I know he is. Because the human brain will only see what you constantly think about. My fear, for example, one of my biggest fears is that I don't do enough for my family. It's a big one. Even today it's there. I consistently fear that am I doing enough? I got sisters, I got brothers, I got a wife, I got children, I got relatives. Am I doing enough? And now I've shifted my focus, not on am I doing enough, is I'm going to do more for my potential. So it's a matter of a focus shift. Is because what you had, Divyadeep, is very, very common with a lot of people. It's very, very common. But it's really an unconscious way to keep yourself secure. I want security, I want security, I want security. And the more you want security, the less you get security. It's quite bizarre. The more you avoid pain, the more you get pain. The more you want love, sometimes it goes away from you. The more you want money and greed for money, the more money goes away from you. Because human beings are not geared up to want more, they're geared up to do more. Now, how can I help or everyone, for example, come up with an idea where you can become so amazing that people will never leave you? Divyadeep, for example, if you now perform on a scale of 1 to 10, let's say 10 is the best. Where are you performing in life right now?
Maybe 4 or 5. 4.
So let's say 3, because people always make one number higher. Yeah. Now let's say you performed at a level 9. Let's say you did. Would anyone leave you?
No.
It's impossible. Because if you're not a happy person, you're not an exciting person, people want to go away from people like that. And people who are consistently worried about security, they live in fear, nervous. Like if I look at your face right now in your eyes, you don't look like a very, very happy person to me. You look like a okay person. And your happiness is not showing to me because you're so much looking at what you will lose that you can't even see what you're going to get.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. And there's no positive thinking bullshit that's going to work. There's no sitting there firing that affirmation, the life is good. Well, that shit doesn't work. The only thing that's going to work is for you to consciously realize that if you stay the way you are, Divyadeep, if you stay the way you are, you will lose people. So what are you going to do?
So I'm going to raise my, you would suggest what to do.
No, I'm a coach. I don't suggest anything. You tell me what you're going to do.
So yes, I will work on myself on a subconscious level where, I'm not being insecure.
Stop. Forget the subconscious level. We don't even know where the hell that is. Let's work on the conscious level. Let's start with conscious. People talk about the subconscious stuff. That's all nice. But how do I even know if I'm affecting my subconscious? Let's talk about conscious decisions. What are you going to do to make yourself extraordinary? Give me detail. What are you going to do?
the first thing I will get rid of, to be like the way I mentioned that I'm being insecure. I mean, I
How
used
you,
to be, yeah, but having the belief on that person and having, trusting people that, they're not going to lose me, because every time it goes on in the back of my mind, that is
stop,
how my reaction comes.
stop. You cannot monitor anyone's trust. You cannot control anyone's trust. The only trust you can control is your own trust. Tell me what you are going to do to make yourself extraordinary. And this is for everyone out there. What are you going to do? Give me 3 things you're going to do. Maybe 3 thoughts you're going to have. What are you going to do to make yourself extraordinary, so valuable that you say to fear, get the hell out of my life. I don't need you anymore. What are you going to do?
So, okay.
Don't
The
think.
first thing that,
Stop thinking. Just say it.
so the first thing that I'm going to do is actually I'll be taking charge of my life.
How?
Right now, by not blaming others, by taking responsibility. So far what is happening, I'm only blaming others, that the reason that my life is like this is because of others, and
Yeah,
I'm just denying the fact that I'm not taking responsibility for that.
so
So that is
Divya,
one,
so
yeah.
Divya, this is for all of you. When you start blaming others, that means you go into what I call victim mode.
Yes.
Victim mode comes as a result of fear. It is primal fear that I've been attacked. I don't have enough. People don't love me. People don't care for me. And that fear is deadly. So when you say that you're going to take ownership and responsibility, that is powerful. Now, the problem is that you're saying that to me right now. And when someone does something tomorrow, you may forget it. How are you not going to forget this?
I'm not going to forget this is basically, consciously, reminding myself that this is how I'm going to be. I'm not meant to be the way I am. I have to change. That change has to come from within.
So
And
the people
consciously
around
reminding
you, what kind of people are they?
So mostly, like my family is very okay. No, my family doesn't believe in what I do. So they absolutely, I look for validation and I never get validation from them,
Which you'll never get.
including my brother, my mom. Yes.
Which you're never going to get.
Yeah.
Because you know why? You know why they don't give you validation? Because you don't give yourself validation. Why should I validate you if you're not validating yourself? If I don't validate myself as an extraordinary person, why should I expect Moin or Dr. Samana to say, Arfeen, you're a great guy, if I don't believe it myself? See, you get validation on 2 things. One is when you self-validate. And you can only self-validate when you get a result. When you get a result, you can validate it. And the result has to be dependent upon you. It cannot be dependent upon Dr. Samana, Moin Khan, or me. So when you say, Arfeen, you tell me what to do, you're putting the responsibility in my court. I'm not telling you anything. You do what you have to do. The point I'm saying is, at least you've taken a big step forward by saying, I'm going to take ownership. You should go up to your husband, go up to your family members, and go to everyone and say to them, I've made a decision today. It may be hard for you. I made a decision today that I'm not going to blame any of you guys for any bullshit that I do in my life. I'm going to take ownership. They'll collapse and fall. They won't believe you. They'll think you've gone to some positive thinking seminar, and they won't believe you. And you don't need to prove to them anything. You don't need to prove nothing to them. All you got to do is say to yourself that in your mind, you've got to remind yourself that nobody can validate you but yourself. Nobody. And God, He can give you validation, no problem. But you're not going to meet Him right now, hopefully. But the point is that you got to self-validate, and your Instagram, your Facebook, and posting stuff and positive quotations, all bullshit. You don't need all that crap. You need internal validation. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? I'm good. And tell me 4 things. Tell me 3 things good about you.
So 3 things that
Really good about you. Like the best of Divyadeep.
So best of Deep, yes, I'm talented. I love being there for people. I love being there for any ways if I can be of help to anybody. And thirdly, I think I'm very generous, and I have a lot of gratefulness for most of the people who are in my life.
Okay, guys, let me give you another example. Listen to what she said to me. I'm very talented. I like that. I'm very helpful. I'm very generous. To who? To yourself?
Not to myself.
No.
Yes.
You're not generous to yourself. You're generous to the world.
No.
How can you be generous to yourself, to the world, when you're not even fulfilled yourself? What the hell? The reason why you're generous to the world because you want them to say she's great, she's great, she's great. That's the truth, and I know it's the truth. So I'm saying that fear will make you look at the world in a topsy-turvy way. It won't look real unless you decide today that I'm going to give to myself. I'm going to help myself. I'm going to look after myself as well as my family. You can't just say I'm going to take care of the world and, you know, and then they'll love me because I'm taking care of them. Because when it comes to family, most families will never come up to you and say, Divya Deep, you are officially validated. Not going to happen.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Divya Deep. You've been awesome. I'm going to say goodbye to you. I'm going to carry on with these two guys and we'll continue.
Thank you so much.
Really good. And I love and respect your honesty. Every time that you go through a difficult time, just imagine I'm standing there with a hammer in my hand, knocking your head, saying, think of yourself and validate yourself. Every time you go through a tough time, go up to your husband and say, if I've been, excuse my language, I don't care if you don't like it, go up to your husband and say, if I've been a bitch, then I'm sorry. And you've also been a little bitch. So say sorry to me too. Simple as that. Or whatever language you want to use.
Before I go, I just want to say thank you. I overcame one fear. I wanted to speak to you. I have attended so many sessions with you, but I never got that courage to speak to you. But now I overcame one fear. Thank you so much.
Thank you. God bless you. You're a rock star. Thank you very much.
So Arfeen, I'm ready with my answer if you need it now. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so my greatest fear is whatever I want to do, I have to do it alone. That is my fear.
I'll give you an example. I mean, I can read you like a book as well. So now I'm telling you in advance, you're going to say no to me. Everything I'm going to tell you, you're going to say almost no because you're a very protected person. You are protected. You're a tough girl. You're a strong woman. No one can mess with Dr. Sumana because don't mess with her. She'll kick your ass. I know you like that. But I'll tell you one thing. Notice when I said that, she touched her nose. Straight away, she touched her nose. I know it's true now, and 100% it's true, right? So what I'm saying to you, Dr. Sumana, is that you think you have to be alone, and you more than likely could be two reasons. One is that people have let you down in the past, and you're sick to death of that. Two, you may have experienced something within your family where people were let down, and you probably said, you know what? Hell with everybody else. I can do it by myself. No one can stop me. I'm invincible. I'm Wonder Woman, and I'm the strongest person. But the truth is, deep inside, you're a big softie. You're candy floss. You're a big softie candy floss with this hard shell, tough girl. Don't mess with me. I'm going to kick your ass if you mess with me. But you're a softie. But you don't allow anyone into your heart because you're scared. What if they let you down? What if they disappoint you? What if they do this? And you, Dr. Sumana, a.k.a. Wonder Woman, right? Has to understand that even Wonder Woman doesn't wear her outfit all the time. She sometimes gets into normal clothing. And one of your greatest powers, Dr. Sumana, and I'm not telling you what to do because I'm a coach. I don't do that. But one thing you've got to do is practice being vulnerable. Practice allowing people to let you down. Practice allowing and get used to the fact that you are Wonder Woman who doesn't get affected. Because otherwise, I don't know if you're married or not. Are you married?
No, I'm not.
Okay. So when you get married and a man tries to come close to your heart and you put up your shield, he's going to think, okay, I'm going to fight this. I'm going to win this woman over. Then you put up a double shield and he's going to keep fighting. And then he's going to put a third shield and he's going to say, what? I can't win this woman. I'm not good enough. I'm a bad guy. She's great. But Wonder Woman is great, right? Confident, powerful. Dr. Sumana, don't mess with her. But I'm asking you, if you want to do something magical in the next 30 days, you should practice the art of vulnerability. When was the last time you went up to someone and said to them, you know what? I want to tell you my feelings. I want to tell you something that's really in my heart.
Never. And I always tell everybody that, I'm not good at it. I just can't say what I feel.
You're really good at it because I can see in your eyes. See, you're one of those really good people, right? But a lot of people misunderstand you. A lot of people get angry with you. They get upset with you because they think they can't get you. You're like this. You're like this. Not close, but not too close. Thank you very much. And a lot of people want to connect with you. They want to connect with you so much, but they're scared of you. What if she explodes? What if she reacts? What if she gets a machine gun out and starts boom, 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 boom? Well, deep inside, they don't realize that Dr. Samana, Candy Floss, right, Softy, is trying to act tough when she's just Wonder Woman.
Frankly speaking, it's very hard to hear these out in public for me because, as you said, that is very hard for me to actually listen to this. Oh, I know it's true.
But Dr. Samana, I'll tell you something. If you can make it easy for you to hear this in public, you don't know. Someone, I can give you my gut feeling tells me you will fly like an eagle in the sky because you have that potential. But you've got to be able to be attacked, if you know what I mean. So everyone right now knows Dr. Samana as Candy Floss. That's your nickname from today. Everyone knows that now. Look how good that is.
Many people have told me Wonder Woman, first person to tell me Candy Floss. So
Candy
thank
Floss.
you.
Everybody right now is, whenever you see Dr. Samana, give her some Candy Floss. Reminder of what her inner beauty is. This soft, wonderful, powerful, vulnerable, strong, exciting woman.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I appreciate you dropping your defenses with me because you did eventually. So kudos.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're a rock star. Thank you.
Thank you.
Moin Khan, you wanted to ask me something?
Yeah, I just was asking. I'm a little bit, reluctant. I hesitate whenever I just interact with a different kind of people. This is my first one, and I have something like curiosity. Like it is mentioned in our religious book that He plans and you plans, and Allah is the best planner.
God is the best.
Right. Yeah. So it didn't occur to my mind. I mean, if Allah is the best planner and He plans everything, so why we just work on planning, forecasting, budgeting, controlling, staffing, and all those stuffs. So this is a little bit making.
I'm not going to go into the religious aspect of it, but I'm going to give you a philosophy of it. Now,
Right.
Imagine I'm looking at the world from the top. Imagine I'm looking at the world from the top, right? I can see everything, right? But you going down the road, you don't know what's around the corner. You have no idea. But someone from the top can see walking down the road, and you can see it. So when they say God is the best of planners, it doesn't mean that your life is fully written and everything that you're going to do. The only thing that you have a choice of is to do good. That's your choice. You do bad, you go to this plan. You do good, you go to this plan. You do bad, you go to this plan. You do good, you go to this plan. So when they say that God is the best of planners, it doesn't say that everything in your life is pre-written, everything is done. What it says is that your intention is not planned. I can come and help you now. My intention could be, I'm going to help him. I can make some money. You can't see that. He can. So from that perspective, your job is not to worry about the plan. Your job is to create the plan. It's simple as that. You're going down this path.
Right.
I even think that a lot of things in your life are predestined. I believe that. But your reaction to them is not predestined. I believe that. I don't think they're predestined. If I fall into a hole today, how long I stay there, I don't think it's destined. I think whether I come out angry, whether I come out happy, whether I come out fearless, whether I come out fearful, that's a choice I make. So what you should focus on is doing the best you can do, not only for you and not only for your family, but for everyone, be it any faith, be it any religion, be it anything. Go out there and show your example of a good human being.
Right.
And
Right.
when you imagine the world is your family, imagine it's your family.
Right.
Take care of it like you take care of your family. If you had to take care of 7.5 billion people, what kind of person would you have to become? You'd have to become a strong, powerful, empathetic, kind, angry sometimes, happy person. And that, if you look at anything, there's only one thing you have control over, realistically, is your thoughts. Nothing else.
Okay.
You have no guarantee I'm going to give you a contract. You have no guarantee I'm going to give you money, but you have 100% guarantee about what you can think about life, the world. It's your opinion. I could look at one person and say, what an amazing person. You can look at the same person and say, what a horrible person. Who's right? We're both right.
Yeah.
I can look
both
at
right.
one
Hmm.
and I can say, what a great
Mhm.
person. You can look at the same
Hmm.
person and say, what a
Hmm.
bad person. Who's right?
Both.
Both. So I'm saying, instead of that, forget what. See, you don't know what God has got planned for you. You don't know. I don't know.
Hmm.
No one. So why don't you just do your own plan? It says, trust in God, but tie your camel up.
Okay.
Go out there and do the best you can. I think you've got to be a good example of an exceptional human being. If you become a good example of an exceptional human being, nobody will leave you, nobody will hurt you, nobody will be spiteful. All the rats that will come in your life will run away. They'll run away. Rats do not come to good people.
So actually, to be a good human, that would be, I mean, I believe that would be a little bit tough, because I have to satisfy the others one, right? Not
No.
our soul. Because,
No.
okay,
Being a good human is not about satisfying people. Being a good human is to be
right,
honest, be truthful to you.
okay,
Integrity, self-integrity. Because if you are now good to everybody,
yeah.
it doesn't make
Means
sense.
to making other happy is not, I mean, to be is not necessary to be a good human. Just I have to be honest
If
towards
you're
anything.
happy and it's
Right.
causing you pain,
Hmm.
that is not good.
Okay. Yes.
You know, in
Absolutely right.
our faith, you know this, and for those of you who are not from my faith, it says when you are judged, nobody will justify on your behalf. Nobody. Right? So you have to be true to
Exactly.
self. If you're true to self, it means that, look,
Okay.
you're a parent. Will you ever tell your child off? Yes. Is that nice? No. But you do. So sometimes you can be tough with people, yet be nice to people. Sometimes if somebody was taking drugs, would you say, oh, go ahead, keep taking them? You won't. You'll find a way. And sometimes it may mean that you lock them up into a rehab center against their own wishes. That they may think you're a bad person, but you're a good person. You've got to be true to yourself, and that's really powerful. Thank you, Moin. You've been a rock star. I really appreciate your time. You take care.
Thank you very much. Sir. Thanks a lot.
And being an extraordinary person, you seem like a really good man. You're very sensitive, very emotional guy, very heart man. I know you are, right? But also use this, right? And don't think so much. You think too much. More action, less thinking. Wow. I'll take one more person. We got Anish. Anish. Can you hear me?
Hi.
Hi, where are you from,
Can
Anish?
you hear me?
I can hear you.
I'm from Kerala.
Oh, lovely Kerala.
Thank you. I just want to give you thanks to you because I'm doing incredible you these days.
Oh, really?
I'm working on that. I am very happy to see you. Hi and thank you.
So Anish is on a program of mine
Wonderful
called
to talk to you.
coaching program, and I'm really happy. Anish, let me ask you a quick question. What is your biggest fear? What do you most fear in your life?
Oh, you're wonderful, huh? You catched it. I'm fear about failure. I'm fear about I fear about failure.
Have you ever failed in your life?
Lot of time.
So then you must be used to it then.
Yeah.
So what are you scared about?
Scared about?
I'm making a point. You've experienced fear. You've experienced failure so many times. So many times you've experienced it. You're still alive? You're still there?
Yes.
You're still me? So therefore, you know how to overcome it. You've done a great job. Like Teresa Joe says, you have to create your own journey. And in that journey, whether you like it or not, my friend, Anish, fear is gonna come your way. As one of my favorite speakers says, pain is inevitable, but suffering is an option.
Okay.
So you just have to get comfortable. You know, if you were in winter time, in the snow, if you were in snow, would you walk around in your underwear in the snow? If you were in the snow, would you walk around in, how many of you would walk around in underwear in the snow? I think he's got a bad internet connection. Nobody walks around in their underwear in the snow. Isha, I'm going to say goodbye to you because your internet connection is really bad. So no one's going to walk around in underwear. You've got to be protected. You have to be prepared right now that trouble will come your way, and work on character. The word character comes from the Latin word for chisel. Chisel. And when you have chisel, it means you have to carve out your character. Let's have a hello, Mridula Dea. Oh my God, long time no see. What a wonderful person. What is it? Fazila, hello. Fazila says, so if you're walking around in your underwear in winter, don't tell everyone you're feeling cold. Don't. Because you've got to be prepared for it. You've got to be ready and prepared, because if you're ready and prepared, you do some amazing things in life. Guys, the fact of the matter is, you have 90 days. Here's my target for you. Jyoti says, my biggest fear, let me put this up. My biggest fear is losing my freedom. Your freedom? Really? Really? Your freedom? Who has freedom? No one has freedom. Arfeen Khan. I wonder who that is. I've heard that name before. Oh my God, it's my sister. Hello, Arfeen. How are you doing? Assalamu alaikum. So, fear of acceptance, Jyoti says. Jyoti, let me make it easy for you. And I may sound a little harsh, but I'm a coach, got to be honest. You will never get 100% acceptance. The only acceptance you will get is from self. When you start accepting yourself, the world will accept you. It's true. Penny says we are all, let me put this. Penny says we are all lights that are needed in this world, especially right now. Too right. That's a really good metaphor. Imagine you're a light right now, a light. So I have a light here, and I'm gonna lower it down. If you notice, it's gone dark. So now I can increase my light, and it gets bright. Now this is probably too bright, but who cares about too bright? Some of you are working life like this. Look how gloomy that looks. What you need to do is turn up the lights. No one can turn it up for you. No validation is going to turn it up for you. No acceptance is going to turn it up for you. No Facebook profile with lots of million likes are going to turn it up for you. A lot of people tell me, Arfeen, you're so famous, you've done so well. Why do you only have 150,000 followers? Why don't you have 500 million followers? I don't. Am I going to cry? No, because my lights are turned up, full. Turn your lights up. Now you're going to say, how do I turn my lights up? I need someone to plug me in. No one's plugging you in. You've got to plug yourself in. No one's going to plug you in. How can they plug you in? You've got to be the source, the power of your own decisions, your own choices. Whatever shit you're in, you got to clean it up yourself. No one's cleaning up for you. Shahana says, I fear rejection. See, look, notice all the things that people fear. Shahana, I bet you've been rejected in the past. You're still here. The fact is, winter, see, nature gives you an example. You have winter, you have spring, you have summer, and you have autumn or fall. You have four. God is telling you that the seasons will never be the same. They're going to change from time to time and time to time and time to time. That's what life's like. You got to be prepared. You got to be prepared. As Teresa says, pain makes us discover a lot about ourselves, and if we're able to embrace this pain, it will evolve. But don't make the mistake of one some people have. They become addicted to pain. They start looking for pain everywhere they go. I'm not saying that. I'm saying don't look for it, but it's going to come your way. And if you're expecting people around you to consistently be your support, who's going to support them? Why don't you become the supporter? Why don't you become that person that will light up the world? And the only one that can plug yourself in is yourself. Fazila says you have to adapt to the situation. I disagree, Fazila. Fazila, I think you've got to create the situation. You got to. When I'm coaching people one-to-one, the first thing I ask them, I said, look at your environment of your house right now. Look at it. Look at the environment of your life right now. if I came into your house as a fly on the wall, what kind of environment would I see? Would I see an environment of happiness? Would I see an environment of anger, fear, stress? If that environment is there, clean it up. Change it. Hello, Anjali. Change it. Change it, because no one's going to come and clean up your mess. Open up your cupboard and see the state of your life. The same as your cupboard. Hello, Smita. Well, it's been 1 hour, 10 minutes. And I think I'm going to say goodbye. Do me a favor, guys. Before you go, please share this with everyone, because, you know, it's so important. I mean, if you want to help me out, because I need your help, I'm vulnerable enough to ask for it. I want your help to share these messages out to people. Because, you know, for those of you who are from India, recently a very famous actor called Sushant Rajput passed away. I knew him, not as a very close friend in any shape or form, but by name we knew each other. And I actually think that if he had a chance to have a conversation with someone and to express what his true fears were, you know what, of course, God knows best, right? He decides when someone comes and goes. But I feel that it would have made a difference. It would have made a difference. And there are people right now during this horrific time of humanity that are sitting there right now, terrified and scared. And maybe something like this would wake them up. Maybe some of the hard nuts, like the doctor earlier, candy floss, will come a bit softer, and some of the softies will become like doctor and become a little tougher. Because at the end of the day, if it is to be, it is up to me. If it is to be, it is up to me. And with that, I'm going to say good night. I'm going to say I love you guys. Share this, whatever you do. And I pray not that you have luck in your life, because that's unpredictable. I pray that you spend your focus building your character. And as Penny says, become a light and help shine that light so others can get rid of their darkness. Because you can do that. Everyone can. Everyone is capable, and it's your birthright to be an exceptional human being. Good night. God bless. Mwah. Love you guys. Take care.